What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Cole, DC, UPenn's finest, and Chris Coulter, CB Coulter Boy. We have another great episode for you guys today. We are going to be talking about the NFL draft, as the title says. We're going to be talking about some winners and losers. After that, we're going to be talking all NBA basketball. We're going to be talking about what's next for the eliminated teams: Los Angeles Lakers, Phoenix Suns. Maybe we'll talk about the teams that are almost eliminated: Miami Heat, Philadelphia 76ers, Milwaukee Bucks, things like that. But, we're recording this before the Tuesday games. So before Bucks Pacers, before Sixers and Knicks game 5, it is reported that Giannis is going to try to give it a go. And then we'll talk about some of the best ongoing series, or all of the ongoing series. Magic Cavs is right back to being, serious. Clippers, Mavericks have been phenomenal without a dominant Luka game, I will say. And then we'll talk about Wolves Nuggets. That's the only series that is lined up to be played so far, and it's going to be an absolute masterclass of a series. Before we get started, I just want to make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to this on audio platforms, please give us a 5-star like and review. We would really appreciate it. It helps us grow the channel. But yeah, before we get into any of that, we got to slide to Danny for Summits and Plummets. Got a good idea what his summit will be.
Yeah, my summit, we're almost 5 months post-op on the ACL. Just started jumping. So it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I feel like I talk about my knee a lot, but I got to baby it. I got to take care of it.
So you talk about my knee. I talk about money. We're not different. I mean, we're not the same.
We're not different.
Bars.
Right.
We're not different. Not different.
We're not different. But my plummet of the week is LeBron James got sent home in 5 games, and it's kind of crazy because this series was so much better than the getting that sent out in 5 actually shows. 2-game winners from Jamal Murray. Dookie Hachimura got told that by Taurean Prince what the play was going to be, and he just didn't step up for help.
Yeah.
He said, look.
Taurean Prince actually that was some good. He was like, look, he's not passing this ball. Like, just go help, and he hesitated. When
Boy pointed to the direct
here's the thing,
spot he shot
they
from.
were gonna run out of time if they were to pass it. So even if he did pass it to Michael Porter, Taurean Prince was stepping right up for the contest. So, I mean, yeah, Taurean Prince would have left his guy wide open, but there would have been no time to make that pass. And Michael Porter, he's not passing that ball anyway. So even if he could get the shot off in time, whatever it may be, but yeah.
I think this proves LeBron James was entering a really, really firm decision. That's really what the plummet is. The plummet isn't that the Lakers lost. The plummet is this is probably the end of LeBron's tenure with the Lakers, and he's going to enter either retirement or I don't think he's going to retire. I think he still has good years of basketball left in his career. And
great years of basketball.
I think he still has 2 to 3 years left on his career. And with that being said, I think he is the best free agent on the market, and he's going to get a $50 million plus per year. I think they said the Lakers are the only ones that can offer $50 million, but I think he'll turn down being in LA to go chase the championship with him. It would make a new banana boat.
Well, according to The Athletic, apparently the Lakers are ready, like with their first round pick, like they'll take Bronny if it means keeping LeBron, and just like that, you keep LeBron. And if it really means that much to LeBron to get a championship, he'll take a minimum. He'll resign on a minimum, or resign. Not even, it don't got to be a minimum, but like cheap, because he wants to play with Bronny. You still want to win a championship. You still got AD under contract. Not that I want them to. Rob Pelinka is thirsty for the 3rd star, so there's guys out there. There's PG out there. You probably can't trade for KD unless you're giving up AD. You probably don't want to do that. But
Bronny might Bronny might not be able to play with LeBron. He's probably gonna be in the G League if he gets drafted.
Rob Pelinka puts Bronny in the G League. I promise you, LeBron will start throwing games. Like he will make sure the Lakers are bad with no pick. Yeah, there's no way, man.
I mean, he's not going to start.
No shit, but like he's gonna play. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
no.
that's fair. That's fair. That's
Drafting
fair.
Bronny, it's not for the purpose of like getting Bronny. It's just for keeping LeBron. And Bronny's gonna
Survive.
be in the he's gonna be in the rotation because he can be a role player, especially with like the correct guidance and whatever coach they bring in next.
That's fair. I see that as like a Jeremiah
Assuming
Trotter Jr. pick for the Eagles.
it's not.
It's like that vibes pick.
Well, no, not really, because it's not. You're not just drafting Bronny. It's like, oh, because his dad used to play for us. It's like, no, we're drafting you because your dad plays for us. So it's a
Yeah,
little different. And plus,
a little different, but
Jeremiah, I don't think Jeremiah Trotter Jr. has cinder blocks for feet. So
we'll get into that later in the video. But Chris, we'll swing it over to you for your summit and plummet of the week over in Texas.
My summit and plummet comes from the same place, the same series. Great things happen and bad things happen. One thing happened. A lot of things I've been saying for the last 5 years, people are starting to realize that when your favorite player, no matter who that said player is, when the rest of the team does not perform up to a place to help said player loses. So Kevin Durant fans are seeing this now. Stephen Curry fans are seeing this now, and it's making my day. But also, Twitter starting to understand that Dookie Hachimura is a real person, not good at basketball. And also, twice, sorry, Tone, I know, I'm sorry. But I was hoping for the best. Yesterday was the best. Either LeBron pulled out another game and they go to game 6. Darvin's on his way to Guangdong. Two things happened. So summits and plummets all over the place. Yesterday was a sad but good day for me. And shout out to D'Lo for one. Summit on D'Lo. What he said in his press conference is what I think all young, not even just hoopers, just people in general. Yeah, your coach and other people give you confidence, a real thing, but having the most confidence in yourself, I know that sounds like super like cliche to say, but having that confidence in yourself where you've been playing bad, trash, or even ass like D'Lo was playing, I think that's most important. So shout out to D'Lo for that and on the exit interview. But yeah,
shout out to him. Yeah, D'Lo was keeping him alive for some stretches, man. He played pretty solid. Had an up and down series. That's just what it's gonna be when you're a catch and shoot point guard, and then you got to play some, with no Bron minutes. You got to run the offense. That's just the reality of D'Angelo Russell's situation. That's why I'm not, when he has an off night, I'm not turning on him. When he has a great night, I'm not getting too high on him. It's just like this is the most like explosive role player in the league. Like he is the ups of a all NBA level guard and the downs of Spencer Dinwiddie. Like that's just his situation. That's how polarizing D'Angelo Russell can be. But I agree with you said. It's like, who the hell cares if Darvin Ham believes in me if I don't believe in myself? So, you know what D'Lo is. We know who D'Lo is, man. He's always going to be confident in himself. Plummet, we just got news before this episode started that Kristaps Porzingis, I don't remember the exact wordage, but it's kind of like a calf strain.
I think grade 1, right? I think grade 1.
It's the same as Giannis. So if it's the same as Giannis is reportedly giving it a shot tonight. He got injured 3 weeks ago. So Kristaps would not be able to make it back maybe like midway through the Eastern Conference Finals or the finals, which, given who we have to play next round, I think they'll be fine. It's just when you get to the Eastern Conference Finals, you got to play like the Knicks. It's you probably want him. Probably you don't want to rely on Al Horford for 35 plus minutes. You don't want to have to rely on Luke Cornett at all. So that's really the more important thing. I would say if you want somebody who's maybe gonna match the verticality.
One name I'm waiting on you to say, Tone. One name I'm waiting. Executive of the year, Brad Stevenson made one of the most quiet, most fire moves for this reason alone.
Oh, Xavier Tillman. Yeah. Holy shit. Xavier Tillman. I don't know why. He slipped my mind because he hasn't played all series. But I would say Xavier Tillman. Okay, let's say the Cavs win. Then the Celtics, you don't start double big. I don't think that's what you do.
You can do it at times.
But you run it a lot. You run Al Horford out there with his mini-me, Xavier Tillman. And that's how you negate Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. And on top of that, though, with the Celtics being so 3-point oriented, like they're going to put threes up. They're like, oh, how are we going to put pressure on the rim? It's like, you don't really do it anyway. So like, it's like the Cavs is like, oh, we have this great strength rim protection. It's like, it doesn't really matter to Celtics. Jason Tatum is doing a pretty good job over the last 2 games, specifically getting to the rim and getting fouled. I should say good job on the refs for actually calling it for once, but I don't know. Tatum just he got to stop being soft. I don't know. But yeah, not good news. Would not really like. I think the Celtics could still win the East without Porzingis, but you have no shot against Denver or the Timberwolves or probably even OKC without Kristaps. So hope he gets healthy. Hope they can be very successful without him because he's going to be out for a bit. And that's just reality of the situation. It was unlucky. He took a wrong step. I would say Summit, though. I don't even know what
the Celtics avoided big injury with Tatum. I really genuinely thought he was cooked with the ankle.
Only
that could have been bad.
Same one. It scared me just because it was the same one. That's the only reason why I was like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was just like at the time, like I was pissed at Bam, but it's just like I get it. Like he obviously didn't mean to do that. Like they're boys. Like there's no way he meant to hurt him. But like what really pissed me off was Van Gundy being like, "Oh, Tatum, if you don't want that to happen, don't shoot
take
a shot
the shot
after the whistle." Okay,
that's crazy.
Let's say it's in play. Let's say it's in play. Okay, then he doesn't deserve it if that happens in play, or he does deserve that if it happens in play. He doesn't deserve to get his ankle rolled up on, regardless.
Yeah, how about
if he's trying to get a yeah, like why is Bam walking forward on whatever? Van Gundy should be banned from calling Celtics games.
Van Gundy and Reggie Miller should be banned from Lakers games. I'm not even a Lakers guy, but Jesus Christ,
they're both horrible. They're both horrible. They're like, I think the true like only good genuine commentators I actually like right now is JJ Redick, who just goes mute sometimes for whatever reason, and Jamal Crawford.
I like Doris Burke too.
I like Doris Burke if she's not calling a game for the Sixers or the Celtics.
Oh, she loves Joel Embiid, dude. She loves
Joel Embiid. Loves Jason Tatum, and it's just like Doris. I get it. I like those players too, but you got to talk about someone else. But she's been doing her thing for a very long time.
Talk about Kelly Oubre, the real Sixer legend.
Nah, I'm cool.
But this dude has the worst luck with cars, bro. Put that dude on the bike. Like keep him away from.
We're not talking about Kelly can't guard Brunson Oubre, so we're good, man. But let's transition to the NFL for a little bit. We're going to talk about the winners and losers of this NFL draft. NBA is not for a couple of months. NFL draft, winners, losers. What do we want to start with? Winners or losers, AFC or NFC? We can just talk about a couple.
Yeah, I was going to say
winners.
Let's stay positive. I'll start with my winner in the NFC, and it's a team that got 2 top 10 picks. The only team that has 2 top 10 picks is Chicago Bears. They had an ideal draft scenario. Chicago got their QB of the future, the QB of the now, could possibly win the division. Might I say, one of the first ever quarterbacks in contention for MVP in the rookie year. And
hey.
Romeo Dubs. I mean, I'm not Romeo Dubs. Sorry, Roma Dunze. Romeo Dubs is going to be who.
He's the ops. He's the ops for them.
Yeah. But Bears Packers is back. Finally, it's a good rivalry. It's going to be there. Caleb versus Love is good. Caleb versus Love. Come on, man. You know exactly what I'm saying there. But Rome is perfect fit for Chicago. It's insane what Chicago can do by picking up Caleb and Rome. So I'm giving them an A+ in the draft. Kind of crazy they picked a dude who just a punter in the 4th round.
It's whatever. Look, you got arguably the best player in the draft. Most people's number 1 player in the draft. And you got a lot of people's wide receiver 2 in the draft. Wide receiver 3 at worst.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I get it.
And at nine, that's ridiculous. At 9, that's ridiculous spot for Roma Dunze, in my opinion. I didn't think he was getting past like 6.
I thought he was
7.
gonna go where neighbors went. I thought he was gonna be gone.
I thought the Chargers, if they were going to take a receiver, it would have been Odunze. I thought, hey, Alt's off the board for the Titans. I'm like, hey, do you like one of those tackles more than you like Odunze? Apparently they did. Atlanta Falcons.
LOL.
Shout out to him. But then, yeah. Let me ask y'all something. Is it wrong to say that Caleb Williams, year 1, should be a Pro Bowl level quarterback?
Nope. He can be exactly what CJ Stroud was last year with the better core around him. Personally, my opinion.
I think that's the expectations for the Bears. You need to be like Texans level next year. But now you're not going to be Texans level because Texans didn't have expectations, but you're the Bears. You're going to have expectations. So it's kind of like I don't want to say you have the Lions expectations coming into this year. Or maybe it is that because the Lions didn't make the playoffs. They ended up winning, 11, 12 games, something like that. So, hey, I mean, look, the weapons are there. Now, let's say Caleb goes out there and then, like, they win 7 games and the defense is horrible, but the offense is, like, tremendous, then I'll take it. But he should, him specifically, I don't know how much team success is going to be there. They could win 10-plus games. They could, finish similar to last year, depending on the defense and whatever happens. But, yeah, my expectation, I don't know if I have them making playoffs. The expectation is playoffs, so I truly believe that. This receiver core is there. You got the quarterback. You upgraded at quarterback. You upgraded at receiver. You've upgraded.
Running back.
You upgraded at running back. No, you upgraded. Danny, stop. You upgraded running back for sure.
They're by committee still.
DeAndre Swift is running back 1 over there.
He is, but they're by committee. Roshan Johnson and
he's running back 1.
I like Roshan too. I like him too, but I think
Roshan Johnson. No.
Yes.
Okay. No. DeAndre Swift is running back 1. Let's stop. I'm not a big fan of him either, but no.
He's
clearly running back 1.
He is, but he's not getting 25 carries a game.
Name one running back that is.
Dude, there's Christian McCaffrey.
No, he's not. He's lucky to get 20 touches a game. You're just fucking lying, man. You just ruined it, man. The Bears aren't fucking making the playoffs. I'm out, man. You just said Roshan Johnson going to be taking Swift's touches.
He is.
I'm out. No, he's
just
not.
Wait. Just wait.
No, he's not. How much you want to put on it?
How much?
Swift will have double the production of any other running back in that room.
Double the production or double the touches?
Double the production of everybody else in that room.
Wait, so everyone else combined?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'll take that.
Sure. We'll put $20 on it.
Y'all hilarious.
I'll take
Cash
that.
App's 1/7 if you want to send it now because y'all know that ain't happening. Moving on, some other winners. We could keep it in the NFC. We could really keep it in the North, to be quite honest.
Really?
I was just say the Lions getting Terrion Arnold. Terrion Arnold at what was it, 24?
After getting Branch last year.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's a winner for me. That's a winner. He was my number 1 corner.
Day 2, getting Ennis Rakestraw. A lot of people thought he was going to go at the end of round 1.
Yeah, you got 2 first round talents ish in the span of the first 2 days.
Sounds like another NFC team I know.
Outside of Mekhi Wingo, I don't really like the rest of their draft. Like they just drafted depth pretty much, which is okay.
I mean, when you're a team as pretty full as them, I mean, their one issue was secondary, and look, they addressed it fast. So
same thing same thing with the next team that I think we all going to agree with as won the draft, Philadelphia Eagles.
They won the draft.
I think that I think Chris will agree with me here that Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean are 2 of the top 4 corners in this class.
That's what I was talking about. I was saying, I don't know about the top part.
Cooper DeJean, one of the top 4 corners.
I was saying the Eagles have
secondary players.
Secondary players. Draft NFC. That's what I was thinking. I think the Eagles had one of the best ones to get Quinion and Cooper DeJean just for depth purposes. I'm not just saying how good they are or going to be, but just having them as depth to be able to get them. I thought that was really dope. And then just I think the reason why I think their draft is really good, just surrounding what else happened in their offseason so far. I think the draft helped fill a couple holes, not even just holes, but assured some places that could be a hole after that. So yeah, that's why I think the Eagles did really well.
My issue with the Eagles draft is I think they took and Nick Wright, like he kind of made. I don't fully agree, but like people say, oh, they killed the draft because they draft Quinion Mitchell at their pick. He was the first corner off the board. I thought Arnold was better. Not a lot of people thought Arnold was better. I thought Arnold was better. Not saying Mitchell was a bad player. Literally my corner three. I have him behind Wiggins and Arnold, but it's fine at the 22nd overall pick. That's more than phenomenal. This was listed as a top 15 talent. Cooper DeJean will be a great draft pick if he's a safety, because he moves like James Bradbury when it comes to corner. So we wouldn't be getting better there if he stayed at corner. And honestly, he might not even start at safety either. Like Chris said, he's probably going to be a depth piece for both, most likely. Like CJ Gardner-Johnson will probably start at safety. And then if we want to go to a nickel package, then you put Gardner-Johnson in the slot and you would just go toss Cooper DeJean in. Or if you didn't want to do that, like they'll keep Gardner-Johnson at safety and then they'll put Maddox at slot. So there's a lot of things you can do with Cooper DeJean. I love that pick in the second round. Philadelphia was on their hands and knees for Jeremiah Trotter Jr., which Danny talked about earlier, kind of like that's a vibes pick. And look, I don't know. I guess I don't want to ruin the vibes, but the dude can't cover. So, and that was their main problem last year. They have linebackers who can't cover. They're never going to draft a linebacker who can cover. I'm convinced that the only three that exist are like Milano, Warner, and Roquan. Everyone else, they just got feet in the quicksand. But hey, he tackled pretty good, which was also a problem for the old Darius Leonard and Nicholas Morrow. So I don't know. Can I be too mad at it? He can tackle. Not the best sideline to sideline guy either, but.
You want to move on to some losers in the NFC? So we'll choose 2 or 3 losers in the NFC, then move on to 2 or 3 winners in the AFC.
Well, I wanted to mention Cardinals. Cardinals as a winner. Max Melton, like really, really underrated corner. Super physical player from the Big Ten out of Rutgers.
Great length,
right
great size.
Right over the. Yeah, like literally like Marvin Harrison, who was their pick, said like he was one of my favorite matchups. Like that's literally iron on iron. I don't know. When we were going into this process, we said name one Cardinals receiver and name one Cardinals corner. You weren't going to get either. They addressed both. I love that for him. Marvin Harrison, Kyler Murray, not like the biggest household name, but James Conner. He's a bit of a workhorse. I'm not trying to say that it's like post them three and like who's stopping this squad, but like that's my favorite thing ever. We're gonna get into the losers in a second, but PFF was like, who's stopping this quarterback duo? And it was Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix. It's like, dude, they don't play at the same time.
Yo, you know what's next? Who's stopping Kyler Murray and Desmond Ridder?
Yeah, like it's like, dude, they're not a backcourt, dude.
They might be. Kyler Ridder
They're not
would be a nice
the Splash
backcourt.
Brothers, man.
Kyler run into one.
Kyler runs the one. Desmond Ridder runs the DoorDash to the front step. Because he ain't gonna be in the league long.
One of the athletes ever.
Proud Desmond Ridder QB tour in 2022. Yes. Proud Desmond Ridder QB tour. Sam Howell QB oneer. Proud Kenny Pickett QB fiver.
QB niner.
Yeah, the QB on the Niners was the best quarterback from that class. So
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about losers. Let's talk about the Falcons. And everything that's wrong with that pick.
A generational reach.
LOL, though.
That was the funniest pick of the draft, man.
I thought it was smokescreen during pre-draft. I thought they were like the Falcons could actually get Michael Penix. I know it's Penix. I know.
Penix.
The 8th one at that, by the way.
8th pick, man.
8th pick.
No, the 8th something else.
Let me the 8th something else. let me tell you something. The Falcons' last 4 first-round picks: Michael Penix, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, and Drake London. It's certainly one of the teams ever.
I like 3 of those.
I mean, those other 3 are good
I like 3 of
picks.
those.
Like the other 3 are good picks.
No, they're good picks that just like aren't putting out.
First of all, Bijan, every time he touched the ball, every time he had a reasonable amount of touches, he was going absolutely nuts.
Yeah,
So
the
let's
head
not
coach
put
is
Bijan off to the
embarrassed.
side like that. Drake London, it's just him and Pitts aren't being used right. Drake London's found a little bit of success in the league, but and Pitts, to be determined with a new play caller. But
That changes this year. I'm telling you.
I would say like all those picks are fine. Okay. Bijan, now running back value, Bijan and 8. It's like, ugh, like why'd you do that? But like, that's not as bad as this pick. Not even close. This it doesn't emulate the Packers way in any way, shape, or form. This fucking sucks. Older quarterback going to sit behind a 35-year-old quarterback coming, or however old Kirk is. Older quarterback coming off an Achilles who you just gave $100 million guaranteed. So it's not like, oh, Rodgers is already a legend. We're going to bring in a younger quarterback, a project quarterback with one of our later picks because we're already good. So we can afford to put a first-round pick on a quarterback and let him develop. Atlanta, you're not good. This quarterback is not a Falcon legend. I don't think any quarterback ever is a Falcon legend because those don't. Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's a Falcon legend. I'm sorry. The one and only. He's the one and only Falcon legend at quarterback. Deion Sanders don't count.
Michael Vick don't count?
No.
He went out sad. He went out sad, man. I don't know.
He counts the legend. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Chris,
he's a legend.
Chris.
He's a legend in the influence aspect, I guess. I can say that. Wasn't a good football player, but wasn't a good football player, bad quarterback. Let's put it that way.
Yo, Chris, ready? I'm going to tell you this.
Bad thrower of the football.
If I were to tell you that Lamar's career ended with the Ravens right now, would you say?
I know he has more pass yards. I know. I see it.
No, dude, Lamar and Vic's not comparable. Lamar is
that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Vic played 6 years for the Falcons.
Well, no, okay. Let me stop. Chris is right. He's a Falcons legend. Like he's a legend in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I think he just might be one of the most overrated quarterbacks ever. But he revolutionized the game. Let's not get that twisted. You don't get Cam Newton if you don't get him. You don't get Lamar Jackson if you don't get him. So, in a weird way, you don't even get Mahomes if you don't get him. But that's a different pipeline story dream. I didn't mean to disrespect Chris. I'm sorry. It's
not even that. It's not even that.
It's just really he's really more of an Eagles legend though. So
I ain't gonna lie. The Eagles comeback after that time in the penitentiary. I was there.
Dude, he became such an amazing passer with the Eagles. He became not an amazing. He became a much better passer with the Eagles. But let's talk about a different left-handed quarterback named Michael going to Atlanta. Penix, though, let's say they didn't even have Kirk there. That's still a bad pick. An older quarterback with the 8th overall pick, that's just bad. And I know, who were the 2 best defenders in the draft? We're talking Latu. We're talking Dallas Turner. Were either of them really worth the 8th pick? Now, I said, yeah, they're just going to take Dallas Turner. It's like, that's the media's consensus number 1. He's worthy of my number 1 defensive player. Yeah, bad on defense. So I don't know. I figured that would just be the pick. But, man, and then on top of that, they did not draft a single corner. How? Outside of AJ Terrell,
that was weird.
One of the corners. It's weird, and that's why they lose. Doesn't really matter who you drafted. You did not really attend to a super big need. Shout out Michael Penix though. I know Danny likes him a lot, so I do hope he ends up, I don't know, being a good player for them. But that's a bad use of resources. Even if he does pan out, that's still a bad use of resources. The Eagles when they took Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round, it's a bad use of resources. Now, luckily for us, he turned out to be a top 5, top 7 quarterback. So that's cool. But
I'll tell you one thing. I think that Kirk has an opt-out after 2 years. I think they're fine giving up on Kirk at age 38 and letting the 26-year-old take over.
26-year-old, he's got a 1-year audition.
I agree.
26?
And
the injury
I
That's rough, man.
fully agree. I fully understand, and it sucks. It sucks. It genuinely sucks that he's going to be 26 with an injury history. But I think starting his first year at age 26, he could even. I mean, not wishing injury. I mean, Kirk could get hurt.
It's possible. Older quarterback off the Achilles? Absolutely. Michael Penix, he might get his chance a lot sooner than you think, but, front office has to play the game. We got to pay this dude $100 million guarantee. That's the only reason why Deshaun Watson's still playing.
Precisely.
Because he's getting paid. So, and also because someone didn't do their job in the courtroom. But I digress. Any other losers? I don't want to say the Cowboys draft is loser-ish.
Yep, I was going to say that. I was going to say it.
Well, okay, it's loser because their offseason sucked. Like if they had even a decent offseason, this is fine. Yep. Tyler Guyton, it's fine. But it's just like both of them were or the offseason was so bad. So and the draft being average, it's just like it's below average.
Yep, that was my
And then
point.
you draft Zeke. That's your rookie. You draft 38-year-old Zeke.
Re-signing Zeke. I like Zeke. But come on, man. Come on.
You still like Zeke in Big 2024?
I like him as a player. I like what he does for the Cowboys, but Jesus, man.
What does he add to the Cowboys?
They brought him back for aura.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The pregame with the jersey tucked up under the pads and the visor.
They brought it back for aura. That's it.
They brought it back for the vibes.
If you watch them,
this D-Wade going back to the Heat.
Literally.
Chill.
It's Allen Iverson going back to the Sixers for his last year. That was bad stuff. That was bad stuff.
It's another one. That's another one I was thinking. Damn, I couldn't think about it.
Legends who come back to their.
This is those 1-day contracts so you can retire with your team. This is one of those, but instead it's a year contract.
This them letting Andre Ingram come up from the G League Lakers to play a game. Shout out to him. He went off.
Yeah,
shout out to him.
Yeah, that's my thing. I think the Cowboys was trash only because they didn't do anything in the offseason, but have questions about their best players. They're going to pay Marcus Parker, they're going to pay CeeDee Lamb, then they followed that up.
They're going to play Dak. They're going to pay anybody.
There was just a bunch of questions, and then they went to the draft. Like I said, I don't think the draft was the worst. Like you said, Danny and Tom, I don't think it was the worst, but I think it was mid. And to make up for a bad, in my opinion, a bad offseason, you have to have a better than mid, draft. In my opinion,
absolutely. Yeah, so last year, the Eagles didn't have the greatest offseason, to put it that way. You lose Gardner Johnson, you're forced to pay Bradbury, and you got to restructure a bunch of contracts. Guys are leaving, and they made up for that though because they had a stellar draft. You get the best player in the draft at the 9th overall pick in Jalen Carter. You get Nolan Smith at the back of the first round, who a lot of people had maybe as a top 20 pick. And then they get. Or 2 years before that, they had a monster free agency and a monster draft. So that's how you balance things out. It's look, if you're not going to fill the holes in the offseason, fill it in the draft. But if you do neither, then this is the result you're going to get. So yeah, I agree. I'm glad we're in unison on that. Last thing I want to talk about NFC before we move over to AFC. Xavier Legette, that was a cool guy pick. I think there were better receivers on the board, but I like the vibes there. He's good enough to justify the vibes.
And I think he's from Carolina, right? I think Legette's from Carolina.
Boy, you hear his accent? Yeah.
I knew he was from somewhere in the South. I just didn't know where. I knew he was somewhere.
Yeah.
Bro, come on. He was hype about all of his family being able to come to his games for once.
Yeah, I'm super happy for him. I think I don't look. This has nothing to do with football, but Bryce is so skinny. You need a guy built like that to balance everything out. So,
I like it.
Yeah,
I love it. The only thing I don't like about it is he's very similar to Jonathan Mingo when it comes to his size, ability, and his play style. I think he's better than Mingo, obviously, but
way better than Mingo.
No, I think he's way better than Mingo, but I think when you're trying to, you're basically upgrading from what you already have. So Mingo probably is going to be cut likely.
Yeah, no, he's getting cut for sure. That dude's not good. It was like last year, people were like, "Oh, Mingo's husky and went to Ole Miss. He has to be AJ Brown." No, Xavier Legette is like a better representation of someone who could actually be AJ Brown. But I think he has like a lot better yak ability than AJ Brown coming out of Ole Miss. That's just my opinion. But yeah, happy for him. Let's go to the AFC. AFC winners, Pittsburgh Steelers.
I love it.
They addressed
Chris hates
They address the only two holes on their offensive line with Zach Frazier, center out of West Virginia, and then you get Faltanu, who I adore his play style as a tackle. I think his anchor is very good, really good in pass protection. Arthur Smith's going to love him, protect him for Fields. So those being the picks, great. But I'll tell you what, my favorite pick's Roman Wilson, man. He's got the shades of Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he's going to work beautifully off of George Pickens. They're polar opposites. One's your jump ball guy. One's your, getting underneath, beat guys with the speed type of guy. Along with, hopefully a Calvin Austin breakout on top of that. I don't know. I'm blanking on other receivers, but those three picks. I think the Steelers took it home last year around this time. I wasn't big on their draft at the time. This year, I'm big on this draft. I like this draft a lot for them.
Hell yeah, Chris. You have any thoughts on that?
They didn't draft Spencer Rattler though, but yeah.
Yay, I guess. Yay. I mean, obviously they got better. Like I think what y'all said is basically what it is. I was watching the draft, hopefully saying that they would take Michael Penix as fast as they could. That's what I was hoping. They just take a quarterback, but they didn't. They did what Steelers do and make the right moves. I thought it was a really good draft for the Steelers, honestly. Yeah, I think out of the AFC, I think they're probably one of the top winners in my opinion, personally.
Yeah, I would. Seems like we're all inclined to agree on that one. Ravens. I'm blanking on who did they draft first?
I could tell you who.
They drafted Nate Wiggins.
They sure
did.
Right. Oh, yeah, because we had that bet. Yeah, they drafted Nate Wiggins. Yeah, home run out the gate.
Finally.
Him opposite of Humphrey. Dude, that's baller. That's such a good pick. And apparently he fell because he was vaping during meetings. But
good. He did it on purpose. He talked to John already. Told me, "Hey y'all, I'm finna throw this. I'm finna vape every meeting until I know somebody."
Yeah, that's a very good pick. Like that for them. I don't know any of their other.
We got help at lineman, Rosengarten. I think I know he played center. I want to say in college. Obviously, not going to take Lindenbaum's spot, but I think he can play a couple spots on the line. So I think he'll be helpful. I like Devontae Walker too from UNC. I think he's pretty solid. I don't know if he's going to be repetitive on this team for what we already have, but it seems like they're rolling with this core wide receivers. So I like the Devontae Walker pick too. Thought that was pretty decent. I think the only other pick. What other pick did I like? Oh, I like TJ Tampa as well.
That's a great pick. Phenomenal pick.
Yes. Yeah, so I think it helps secondary a lot. And people were saying why you didn't go linebacker. Just people who didn't know the Ravens as a team. We already have 87 linebackers waiting to try to get time on the field. So we need.
You could place anybody next to Roquan Smith. It's going to be okay.
Yo, I know who will be placed next to him this year?
Mr. Simpson.
Yes, yes, he will.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they had a really good draft. Other big winners from the AFC. New England Patriots. You get arguably the second best player in the entire draft at number 3. Love that pick. Look, I think if Drake May went at number 2, it was like, hey, we're gonna fall back, trade back, we'll load up on assets. But Jaden Daniels goes 2. I'm not gonna call the Commanders losers for that. Look, if you got a preference, you got a preference, man. I don't know. It wouldn't be my pick, but I feel like I'm shitting on Jaden Daniels a little bit. He's a bit older. He's a little bit closer to the top 3 than JJ McCarthy. So, but let's get back to the Patriots because Patriots, that's a good pick, man. Good pick. Got your quarterback.
Could be in the future.
Yeah, that could be your quarterback for decade plus. And I can't emphasize enough. Like there are teams that build the team, grab the quarterback, and then there's quarterbacks that there's teams that grab the quarterback, then get the team. I think that, with Drake May being there, it was no question. But then, like, let's say Drake May already went. It's like, all right, do we get Daniels or do we get Harrison? Luckily, this panned out for them. And they did get another quarterback, right? Oh, they got Joe Millen. They got your guy.
I love Joe Millen.
Yeah. It's going to be Kirk Cousins, RG3 all over again. Joe Milton taking his spot after the rookie year. But, yeah, I mean, that's just that alone is a pretty good draft. You do get Layden Robinson. You do get Caden Wallace. But, yeah, I like that for them. Probably some more bigger winners off the top of my head. I can't think.
In the
Chargers?
AFC, I like what the Chargers did. They got a great
McConkey,
receiver.
you got Rice, shirt up the line.
Rice is marginal for me. I think he'll get rotational reps. I think he's going to be like I think it's
He's
marginal
literally
for me,
wide receiver 3. He's literally wide receiver 3.
Oh, I agree. He's receiver 3, but
it goes McConkey, Palmer, then him,
and then Quentin Johnston. I mean, I'm betting on Quentin. I think McConkey. I think Quentin Johnston has
That's what Quentin Johnston's gonna be singing by this time next year.
I disagree. I think I'm banking on a year 2 breakout for Quentin Johnston.
So what's gonna change? Is his coordination gonna get better?
No, I just think he's a great player. All in all, I think.
Why? Tell me.
Just turn on the tape.
How about I advise you do that because I think you'll come out in a different light on Quentin Johnston, man.
Possibly.
If you're gonna die on that hill, I'm gonna die on the Rattler Hill. We'll go down together, buddy. Chris is already down there. It's called the Cam Reddish Hill.
He's not trying to die on that one.
Well, he did jump ship. But he's got some climbing back to do.
The ship was sinking and he got out.
Buy Peyton Pritchard stocks and let him pan out.
I'll buy Peyton Pritchard stocks all day.
Well, he's under like a 4-year contract. He's going to be with us for a while until we trade for LeBron. But contracts are going to match and all. It's going to be great. Yeah, but Chargers, good draft. A lot of the AFC North, good draft. Browns didn't really have a first pick. I don't want to judge their whole draft, but do we have any other losers? Any losers?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Big AFC losers.
Trying to just run through the divisions. Not losers. But Raiders getting Brock Bowers. That was. I like that. That was a Raiders
loser.
I don't think the Dolphins won. I don't think they had a good draft personally.
The Broncos won and lost at the same time.
Oh, Broncos lost, dude.
No,
Bo Nix at 12, dude. You lose. You stink.
Bo Nix is crazy, but I'll tell you one thing. Bo Nix is certainly crazy. I love Troy Franklin in the 3rd round. That's great value.
No. He was day 3, dude. They got him in the 4th.
Dude, Troy Franklin's one of my favorite receivers in this draft.
How does he even get there? How does he even get to the 4th round? He's amazing.
I wanted the Steelers to take him in the 2nd.
Yeah, dude, that makes no sense.
That was so surprising, dude. I was like, "What the?" When I saw him get drafted, I'm like, "Damn!" I thought I missed. I thought he had got drafted earlier.
That's what I said too. I was like, "Yo,
how is he still on the board, dude? He's awesome. He was definitely a 2nd round talent, in my opinion. He's pretty good.
Dude,
but Bo Nix though,
people had Franklin going at the end of the 1st.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in our
Chiefs, right?
We did.
Or the Bills.
Or like at least our first one we did.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to the Chiefs getting Xavier Worthy.
Speed kills.
Unreal team. Unreal that they keep letting Mahomes get weapons and.
I will say.
Part of it's this, right? Like they're like, "Oh, Mahomes is it's unlucky. Mahomes is unfair. He has all this talent." Dude, you want to put talent around your quarterback? That's some stupidest logic I've ever heard.
Dude, he just went out there and he went out there and just won with a receiver that went to UPenn, bro. It doesn't get any harder than that.
Hey, Justin Watson, respect him. Legend.
No.
3-time Super Bowl champion.
Temple has better legends.
Damn. 3. Wow.
Hassan Reddick has a bigger bag.
He won with
so
the
does
Bucks.
PJ.
He won with the Bucks, and then he won with the 2 times with the Chiefs. Super
Riding
Bowl champion for 3
coattails.
times. Super
Riding
Bowl champion.
coattails.
Yo, I believe he had 50 yards in Super Bowl.
Let him go band for band with Hassan Reddick.
Yo, Justin Watson had 54 yards in the Super Bowl. Respect him, please.
Oh my god.
Dude, having 50 yards in the Super Bowl.
We're debating Justin Watson and Hassan Reddick, dude.
Come on, no, we're not. But having 50 yards in the Super Bowl is very impressive. Yes or no?
No. Mahomes was doing 20-yard handoffs to him. That's what we used to call Wentz. Walk it to him. Ah, fuck. That just brought back memories. I remember when Shannon Sharp first said it, he was like, I call him walk it to him. All his passes is like he's just handing it to him. So, yeah, that's enough of the NFL. Getting bored. So let's talk about what's next for the eliminated squads. The Los Angeles Lakers are eliminated. The Phoenix Suns are eliminated. The Heat are on the verge of elimination.
The Phoenix Suns are damned. Unfortunately, they're damned.
See, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I can't even be bad at Bradley Beal. Like, I was grilling the move for Bradley Beal from day one. Did not like the pick, but like, dude, he said,
"Bro, that is
damn
hilarious, bro."
He got no trade clause, 50 M's. There's nothing you can do with him.
Living in Phoenix now, Brad's up.
I heard Phoenix summer nights are amazing.
Bro, not to go off track. Phoenix summer nights are your best night in your city, but it's 8 degrees nicer, like warmer.
Dude, if it was like Philadelphia last night, then I'd live there, because I left Danny's apartment and walked outside. I was like, beautiful. I'm about to sleep on the street, bro. It was nice.
Bro, it's like that every time, bro. Phoenix weather. Not in the summer. Summertime's ridiculous, but in the nighttime, in like the spring, fall, elite.
Yeah, but we can start with the Suns, man. You clearly, I don't know. Look, you can get a different coach and try to run this thing back, or blow it up. There's just no part of this team screams a championship identity to me.
Not at
all. The locker room don't respect the coach. I mean, look, Book and Durant, like, yeah, they do. They've been to finals. They know what it takes. Everyone else, no. Honestly, no one else should be on the team besides Grayson Allen. Everybody else, get the hell out of here.
Nurkic has one of the worst playoff records ever, by the way. It's like 8-27, something ridiculous.
I think it's 3-17.
What? 3-17. It's something else 27.
Yeah, yo, Nurkic, not an NBA center. Drew Eubanks, serviceable backup, but like, dog, you can't win with him in your rotation like that. Josh Okogie, I'm gonna be honest, one of the only dudes that showed heart this entire series, but unfortunately, you're not good enough. But I like the heart. You can stay.
Yeah. You know who Drew Eubanks is? Alex Eubanks' cousin.
Are they really cousins?
No.
I was gonna say, dude, that's so crazy.
They might be.
I don't know. That's probably that would have been a better influencer athlete duo than Will and Nash Greer.
Okay, and
they're brothers, aren't they?
I'm saying it's about the Suns. This is year one of Super Team. Bron just said it on JJ Ray's podcast. Anybody who knows, year one, your bench usually isn't filled out yet. You haven't got the better minimum guys, the blah, blah, all this other stuff. But the problem with the Suns next year, they don't even have the mid-level. None of those, they decline those player options. I don't know if people are going to rush to go over there and play with those 3 stars. That's what makes it difficult for the Suns, in my opinion. Nurkic is a great rebounder, but he's not good at anything else. And on this team, it doesn't really help because you need a rim protector. What they need is to, if hopefully Atlanta blows it up, they need a Capella type, a Mitchell Robinson type. They need a rim runner, lob catcher. Same way Luka and Kyrie use Lively and Gafford. Need the same thing as they need to have more. They need a point guard. First and foremost, they need an actual point guard. It's okay to need a point guard. That is perfectly fine. But them trying to act like they didn't and then trying to plug it with scoring guards, not just guards who can score. Dude, Brad Beal's a 30-point scorer. Devin Booker's a 28-point scorer. It's taking both of them out of their game to make them be, the single playmaker. So I think it just was a bad draw. And it was a bad draw for Frank Vogel. That's not his style of team. He doesn't coach well with this style of team. So I think there's a lot of blame to go around. A lot of this place right now.
Frank Vogel asked for a point guard and got laughed at, dude.
Multiple times, by the way. He asked multiple times.
He said, make Devin Booker your point guard, make Bradley Beal your point guard. Yeah, whenever did they play point guard for an extended stretch that worked out? Devin Booker's done it
never.
before.
And then they got him Isaiah
Like,
Thomas.
Isaiah
Yeah.
Thomas, man. In
Unfortunately,
2020
Isaiah Thomas would have gotten out there and got screened to death, and
Literally.
it's nothing you could do. Like, look, I love IT, and I love that he's on a team, but like his weaknesses, like even when he was dropping 30 a game, he couldn't guard nothing. But the thing with the Celtics team was you had everybody around him that like, oh, we can hide him. It's whatever. It's what the Hawks used to do with Trae Young. But now Trae Young gives a little bit of effort. I'd say he's a better defender than prime IT, but that's what you could do with IT. Ever since then, he's on teams. He's on these, quote, super teams. He was on that team with the Cavs that brought in I'm not saying that's a super team. I'm just saying people like to call it super teams, but it's not true. They brought in Wash Goods D Rose, past his prime D Wade. He had past his prime K Love, Jay Crowder, like a bunch of players who don't play defense. And you tried to throw Isaiah Thomas out there, didn't work. Same thing with the Nuggets before they had championship pedigree. And plus, you weren't playing him over Jamal Murray. There's just no reason for that. So, so he wasn't going to work. And it's just like, in my opinion, you have no picks for the rest of the decade. So, hey, see what you can get out of that man, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, look, he got no problem requesting a trade. He got no problem changing scenery if, things aren't going his way. And you know what?
Gone.
You know what? It's a good change of scenery from the classic player who tries to don't run from the grind and I'm going to stick everything out and I'm going to waste my prime years not winning a championship. No, Kevin Durant, we trying to get after it.
I'm 100% supportive. I am not wasting my time if y'all going to waste y'all own time. No thanks.
I think Kevin Durant should for sure get traded. Not that it's any of his fault, but he provides the most value. The problem with the Suns is,
I'm with that.
Are you going to trade Devin Booker? Can you do it?
You have the balls to do it.
I don't think Book wants to leave. I truly think he loves Phoenix. I think
he on his Kobe time too. He want people more so to come to him than him to go.
I remember he said that a while ago. He's like, I want the super team to come to me, and he did. Except it wasn't a super team. It was a bad team. But
it was a bad team.
It was a very bad team. But if he requests a trade, I mean, I guess he's earned it. I mean, he's been through the gutter with this team. I would not be shocked if he still has a losing record to this day, bro. He went through the mud with this team.
And I think people forgetting too, like the joke that was Tatum for a long time. He's only 19. Like Book's been around in the playoffs. He's done a lot of stuff. He's like 26.
He just started making the playoffs at like 24, 23.
So people are so thirsty to say, "Oh, Book can't do it." Like, bro, he hasn't even hit 30 yet. He's not even 28. So in the sense,
he just got to the playoffs 3 years ago. His first playoff run, he made the finals. His second playoff run, he went outside. And then his third playoff run, he also went outside. But
it's one role player I think the Suns need to retain, and that is, I mean, they already brought back Grayson Allen, but Royce O'Neal. Royce O'Neal is a plug and play point forward, legitimately, who guards 1 through 4 a lot of times, 1 through 3 at the most. But I mean at the least. But also like he knocks down open shots. He's not scared of the moment, and he plays hard. So on a team like this, where your top guys are mostly scorers, nobody's necessarily KD's pretty good two-way. They say Brad Beal's good two-way, but I'm still iffy on that. But at the end of the day, I think you need a Royce O'Neal. Like Royce O'Neal's type of guy you need on your championship team, on that type of team. So I think what they do moving forward, they got to get more guys like that and get an actual point guard. I'm not going to say a couple names, but I remember I was saying about 3 months ago that they should give John Wall a try. And it's not because I think John Wall's still good. It's not that. What John Wall can do, regardless of health, is pass the ball. And he's going to facilitate, first and foremost. Now, if one thing he's done, he's played with Beal before, and he knows Beal's spots, but also, bro, John Wall's a pure point guard in the sense. He doesn't have to score 20 or 19 anymore. He can literally do 10 points, 5 assists in 25 minutes. That would have helped this Suns team tremendously, in my opinion. So,
you know who's a point guard that they could have really, really used?
Chris Paul.
Oh, man. Paul. Hey, you should have never even gotten rid of him. Like,
you know what else would have helped? Not even funny. If you could throw it to the post and have a person actually turn around and make a layup. I don't care if you like them or not, but a person who can make a layup. I've seen Aiden make layups. I know he can make layups. Nurkic misses on purpose like he's Jokic. He missed on purpose like he's Jokic and then missed the putback. LOL.
If you went out there with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton,
Royce O'Neal,
have a little bit. Royce O'Neal, bam, that's your starting five, and pick up and bam, you got Grayson Allen coming off the bench. That's a real 6-man. Then you only really got 2 more spots to fill a serious playoff team. But no, you got scared. You wet the bed. You got scared.
Yeah.
I don't know. Chris and the thing, you didn't even give Chris Paul, KD, Devin Booker a chance. You didn't even give him a chance.
That
got to the
pissed me
playoffs.
off.
Because in the regular season, what they play 8 games together, they were 8-0, and then they got to the playoffs. Injury struck. I'm not saying they would have beat Denver anyway, but like, give this team a chance.
That was so bad.
And look,
bro.
and if you trade Aiden, what do they trade him? They trade him for what? Yusuf Nurkic?
At least get Capella back. Get something that helps you. Get a rim running defender.
Get like a guy who like, okay, we want Aiden to be a glass cleaning like post scorer type of guy or lob threat, and he's none of that because he's a big softy, and he halfway through the season he'd probably want Royce O'Neal's position, but
a stretch 4.
get him for an actual center though. You know what I'm saying? So I would say Chris got the goods on how they should retool. I think they should just flat out rebuild, get the picks.
Yeah,
it's over.
I'm with either one. I'm with either one. I just think it'd be easier to do a retool only because of the contracts. What's up, Dan?
They could retool, but the problem is they have no assets.
That's the only problem. Well, not only big problem. It's a big problem.
Okay, not the only problem. The other problem is they have no money. No assets, no money equals blow the shit up.
And 2 of the top 3s over the wrong side of 32. Like, I'm not saying Brad Beal's 35 as well, but I think Brad's 32 coming up or something like that. And he's got a lot of injury history too on the lower legs too. So that's what put ages on your on your body as well. Yeah, same stuff.
It's funny. The Nets are winding up on the right side of the trade for the first time in history.
No, I don't know about all that.
Nope, they got fleeced. Michael Bridges is a 4th player on the championship team. He's OG Anunoby with a shorter haircut and a cool celebration.
I would say you could go back even farther. The Suns probably shouldn't even traded him. He was perfect for them because when he does not have to give you 24 a game and he could just give you a solid 15, this is the best wing defender in the NBA. But now he's exerting. Now it looks like he's not because he's exerting too much on offense because the Nets are sorry as shit and don't want to give Cam Thomas the keys.
The small forward of DeJounte Murray, is that Michael Bridges?
Nah, DeJounte better than that. DeJounte's still a better defender when he, is an offensive engine. DeJounte Murray offensive engine. That just sounded so gross coming out of my mouth.
That's crazy.
That doesn't exist. He's an offense's front brakes. But let's talk about the other team that got eliminated. Unfortunately, my sunshine and friends, Los Angeles Lakers, got eliminated. So, to be honest, what's next for them? You can't run this team back. Do you get the 3rd star that fits properly? Do you get an expensive point guard like a Trae Young in the offseason? Thing is, do you try to go after Donovan Mitchell? It's just like, thing is, teams are going to be like, AD available? And you're like, no,
loser. Go away.
Borderline top 10 player in the NBA. Breaking news, not available. So, I truly mean that, bro. Like, he's really earned his way. Like, there was times where people were putting him like maybe even like closer to 20, if not past 20.
Crazy.
I think he's fought his way all the way back and is a for sure top 12 player in the NBA. Look, as bad as this season ended, man, Anthony Davis had a hell of a series. He had a hell of a season. I honestly just feel proud. Like, I feel proud because like ever since the bubble, it kind of just like, where are your offense at? And now he's slowing it, bringing it back while being arguably the best defensive player in the NBA. So, if there's anything to take away from it, LeGoat is still goating. AD somehow wind back the clock while getting better defensively. But what do you do, Chris? What do they do?
Man, I've been thinking about this for a couple of days. It's either time to move to lose with Max Christie first and foremost. And it's not even the fact that I don't like him or nothing like that. It's just I don't know what the fuck he can do because he never plays when it matters. I don't know.
Genie Bus thinks he's cute, so he has to stay.
Exactly. So it's either move or lose it with him. Move or lose it with him. But he's on the end of his deal, so I'm saying it's either like resign him or just let him go, which I think
his ass out of here, dog.
So I think You have to stop putting faith in 3-guard lineups, regardless of who the coach is. Darvin Ham, Christmas Ham. I don't care who it is. You have to.
Okay, let me ask. In those
doing
3-guard lineups, does Reeves count as like a shooting guard? Like, are we counting him as a guard?
Reeves can be in the 3-guard lineup, but the other two can't be Dinwiddie, Gabe Vincent. Like Reeves can't be the tallest guard of that 3-guard lineup, in my opinion. So, in this sense, right? So, let me think of a bigger guard that is even. And when I say this, don't take the player, but take like the size and height. Josh Green. If Josh Green from the Mavs is in your 3-guard lineup and your other guard is Reeves and the other one is Russell, you still have a little bit of height. You still have a little bit of switchability on the perimeter.
Hella switchability with Green.
Gabe, Dinwiddie, and Reeves, like, yeah, y'all can switch, but just switching to hell. Like, they're going to just go at whoever. So it's like you kind of miss out on that. Also, I think another big deal is you have to move Brian back to the 3 as he's getting older. Let him play that small forward position and get him out of that spot where he is not boxing out Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
LeBron's my favorite player in the world. I think he's the best player of all time. It's his fault on why he missed those box out. Just old and missing.
Yeah.
His fault. He cannot play the 4 anymore because all the activity is at the 4. Can't do that anymore. And you have to commit to AD not wanting to be a center. I know y'all want to be a center. Cool. Let him start at the 4 and at the 5, whatever case may be. Let him be what he wants to be because he's shown staying healthy. He's going to still produce at a very high level on both ends. So I think what they need to do, go third star hunting, do it. But for a wing, not a guard. Get it. As much as I love Trae Young and want Trae Young to be a Laker to play with Brian, that's not the right move in my opinion. You go get, if you're looking for third star, you look at a Paul George, you look at the DeRozan, even just a bigger wing, in my opinion. Just want a wing, not another
Chris
guard.
Middleton.
I'd even do that because at the end of the day, as a third guy on
Chris,
a team, you see what I'm saying? So I think they just need to do a little bit of what they did last year, but just times 2. Like you get better wings.
Shout out to Chris Middleton though.
Can't spell Middleton without mid.
And it's funny.
Would be the second best player on the Sixers, by the way.
Yeah, Famous Los says Chris Middleton is nothing but KD with a Bucks jersey on, and it's so funny to me because when Chris Middleton's going, bro, he looks like Kevin Durant.
First option Chris Middleton is real as hell, bro. I swear. First option and second option Chris Middleton. Oh my God, that dude's nice. Cash Money Chris. Here's the thing though, and I like what you said about getting a wing because you say you got to move Braun back to the 3. I'll take it a step further. Y'all won a championship when he was listed as your point guard for the year.
That's all I'm saying.
Move him all the way up. And then defensively, if he really don't got it like that, it's not his lateral quickness that stops him from being a good defender. He just be tired, bro. He's
old and tired, bro.
But I think he can give up ground to smaller guards because of his length.
And you know what else
people kind of forget this is a 6'9" demigod that we're working with here.
And you know what else he can do? You know what else he can do, Tom? Before you can finish, you know what else he can do? He can guard the post to where, and I don't know if y'all seen it, he guards the post very, very well. So all the cross matching and switching that the NBA does, LeBron, like you said, LeBron at the point or in the backcourt makes it way harder for teams to attack that. Because now your point guard, who's LeBron, is going to probably start and guarding the 3 or the 2 or something like that. You have a reason on your point. It makes for matchup problems. My bad. I just been thinking about this for a long time. I had a lot to say about this.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I want Braun to bump all the way back up to the 1, and then you would run AR at the 2. I think he's maybe not the season a lot of people expected out of him, or maybe what Lakers fans expected. Good season for what normal people expected. So you run him at the 2. 3, you bring in, like we talked about. Here's the thing, because LeBron has declined his player option, and we talked about this before the show, or we talked about it earlier. I think.
Take that if you want to win, brother. You got the money already. Take one.
I would say I don't even know if I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember if we talked about this in recording, but we're gonna bring it up again. LeBron declines the option. You draft Bronny. LeBron re-signs on a much cheaper deal. Then you can sign Paul George. Well, Paul George goes across the street to the ops if you don't sign that extension. That's pretty crazy, if you ask me. But it'd be cool. Or you... Oh, my God. No, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. I was about to say, change of scenery would really help Tobias Harris. But I promise you he's cool if he doesn't get paid $100 million.
If you go anywhere in California, it better be Sacramento.
I promise you, when he's on like a $5 million deal, bro, I promise you he's sick. But when he's on $180 million, he's not that good.
Bro, it just looks crazy when you look at Tobias Harris stats, you'd be like 10 and 7. That's not that bad. But then you go look at the salary. It says like 36 million. You're like, what the fuck? But
If
it
he
said
wasn't getting paid
3
that, it just
million,
wouldn't be a problem. This is all Elton Brand's fault. Oh man, but yeah, I think we kind of got it there. Danny, who would be like your dream guy for the pause? Whoa. Dream player for the Lakers to go get?
Dream player, man, for the Lakers
Yeah,
to go get. Like, that's available or not
yeah,
available?
like something that's realistic. So realistic, best case scenario. We'll put it that way.
DeJounte Murray.
Ugh.
sign and trade, D-Lo. I'm walking with you, Danny. Tell me more.
That's crazy because like a couple months ago you were like, we shouldn't do that.
Because
But
this is what I'm saying. Only reason I'm saying that, I know for sure D-Lo's opting out of this contract. He's not coming back
Yeah,
nowhere near.
hell
LA.
yeah.
He's out of here.
Nope.
So I was just pipe dream would
True,
be
true,
if he
no,
wouldn't
true.
leave.
D'Lo's
He's
been
out of
signed
there.
and traded before though. He's been signed and traded before. Got signed and traded from Brooklyn to Golden State.
And take this walk with me. Like I'm saying, if the Spurs are moving Trae Young, it's a lead guard spot open if the sign and trade happens for DeJounte Murray. All I'm saying is D'Lo will have his own team in Atlanta. A lot of good hairstylists out there. Walk with me.
Brooklyn D'Lo's back, baby. We
Him
need
and
that.
Mikal Bridges gonna have the best time over there.
It's gonna be lit. So on to teams that aren't. Well, the Pelicans are eliminated. I don't really have much to say about them. Zion, stop getting hurt. That's
scared of what happens with Ingram though, because he's on the last year of that deal. This
yeah,
kind of
because you got to find a star to pair with Z if you got that faith in him. But he doesn't seem like he can get through.
Yeah.
You know,
y'all think they
regular
bring
season to
Ingram
the
back
postseason.
though? Y'all think they work to resign him or
No.
work to move him?
No.
I know you're not gonna let him walk for nothing because they would not have to, but I'm pretty sure they would trade him. They're probably gonna walk for nothing. But yeah, I was wondering if y'all thought they would try to keep him.
I don't think they'll bring him back. He's a really good player. He can help out a championship team, but it seems like you saw. It's not that I'm pretty sure. And don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that him and Zion have better net ratings when they are on the court and the other one is off.
They don't play well together, unfortunately.
Yeah, it just no. And I think Zion's their guy, so just try to find a guy that can play with Zion. There was a guy once upon a time named Lonzo Ball. He would have fit pretty well. Or Josh Hart or Julius Randle. Whole crew, let Zion on the 5. But teams that are on the brink of elimination, the Miami Heat. You obviously need to do some retooling, but I kind of just needed them to get their ass whooped just so you could be like, all right, we got to try in the regular season. We got to give it, we don't got to go try hard, get 1 seed and then flame out. Like, just stop avoiding the play-in, man. Stop, because it's not going to work out every time. Last year, Giannis got hurt. They still took the Bucks lunch money, so whatever. And you went on to go to the finals. But this year, it's like, even if they won the first game, they were going to play the Knicks, and they were going to lose. But they lose the first playing game, they win the second one, then you got to go play Boston. Stop putting yourself in this situation. Go get a top 6 seed. That's kind of really all I got for them. Just be a little more serious. Have some urgency. There's supposed to be Heat culture, and this is not what I see. Taking 82 games, lightly, and then thinking you can just roll over everybody. I'm not down for that. I don't know exactly what moves. I don't know what the moves are. I will say if you want to keep the Butler Adebayo duo, everyone else is on the table.
Get realistic. That's my move for the Heat. Get realistic. And the way I say that, I understand the Jimmy Butler playoff rise at the top. Trust me, I do. But you have to play a full season to get to the playoffs. And I swear to God, if you keep, like you said, being at the bottom of the rankings at the end of the year, it will not bode well for your playoff chances. So, in my opinion, they got to move on from either Jimmy or Tyler. And like you said, it's either you commit to the Jimmy Bam 3 to 4 year timeline, or you commit to Bam Tyler overall, and you get some pieces for Jimmy from a championship team that matters, because he can do great things with role players. So just get some pieces. But I think you have to commit to one of those two, because I think together they work. Not saying they don't work together, but with Hero's injury history and Jimmy not caring until the start of the new year, it doesn't bode well for Bam not being a super offensive dude. Not saying he doesn't have offense because he does, but it doesn't bode well for him having to carry the load with a bunch of role players throughout the year. It's not fair to him. So that's what I think.
I would much rather take 2 to 3 years of Jimmy than if I were a Heat fan. I'd rather watch 2 to 3 more years of Jimmy than ever watch Tyler Hero step foot on a basketball court for me ever again.
I think I'm the only person in America who likes Tyler Hero as a basketball player. I swear. I think I am the only one.
His highs are high, but they just don't come often. Inefficient scorer, like what even is his trade value at this point? I would say like after the top 2 guys, Butler and Adebayo, everyone can be traded. The only one I would really even flinch on, like I don't really know if I want to give him up in Jaime because like he's already a like championship level role player, or at least he's gonna grow into one. He's already off to a good start.
One more guy I say that my friend had told me about early in the year, and I wasn't hearing him out. Jovic. I think Jovic can be special in a Heat uniform as far as how they develop. I think he can be special over there.
He would be another I'd flinch at, but like he's not stopping me. He's not stopping me from getting Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? He's not stopping me from getting like Lowry Markin if he's up for sure, whatever. But it's just like, bro, you could have 4 first-round picks. Like you could have got James Harden for Tyler Hero. You could have got Dame. And you wanted to.
I just saw a report actually. They never got a chance to support their best offers for Dame. So I don't know if that's completely true.
Well, their offer wasn't that good anyway. So at that point, you should have traded Hero a while ago. First man ever peak in his rookie year. But hey, man, shit happens.
Good thing for them it didn't trade Hero for Brad Beal. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No. That would have just been the most negative trade ever. That'd have been bad. I don't want to. There's not really keys for the Sixers, bro. Just go sign Paul George. That's my keys for them once they get eliminated. So, let's talk about the best ongoing series, or the ongoing series remaining. We start Cavs Magic. I mean, hey, series don't start until someone loses on the road, but damn it, the Magic have fought back. A young team going down 0-2. They ain't let it get to them. They went back to the crib. Paolo put the team on his back, scored 30, got the first game. He didn't have a good game 4. Franz said, no, I got you. I'm going to pick up the slack. I do still think the Cavs end up, winning this series off the experience that Donovan Mitchell has. He's one of the best players in the NBA. But hey, this is good signs from a young team. Like, they're not laying down and dying. This is kind of like my original expectations for them. I will admit I switched up, so I can go back. But hey, they're fighting with how I kind of envisioned them originally. So I don't know if anybody had word on that series.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the series don't start till someone loses on the road, and
loses at home.
Lose at home.
Wins on the road.
You got to win on the road. You got to win on the road in order to be a good playoff basketball team. Simple, plain. The Sixers, when they were playing the Celtics last year in round 2, many saw it as the best series, like, until the Eastern Conference Finals. You saw the Celtics came into Philadelphia in Game 6, and Tatum won the fourth quarter. Game 5 for Orlando Magic versus the Cleveland Cavs. Someone's gonna have to rip each other's heart out. So I'm really excited to see who rips whose heart out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's either the Magic are getting this first win on the road and heading back home to end the series, or the Cavs defend home court and, hey, Magic, you're down 3-2, but you're at the crib. How you gonna act? So,
yeah, I think it's lit. I think today's gonna be really fire, and I think it's because of my last thing I said last week. It's just 2 young teams figuring it out, bro. And I think it's cool that they're both 2-2 now, because now you're facing some type of adversity. If you're, from both sides, if you're Cleveland, you don't want to drop this game at home and got to go defend your playoff life on the road. And if you're the Magic, you don't want to be down 3-2 at any point, obviously, especially as a young team. So I think it's just cool to see. I think it's a lot for Donovan Mitchell too. Somebody who will remain unnamed, rhymes with Jeevan F. Sith, said that it's a big game for Donovan Mitchell today, and I think it is too. I think everybody's expecting him to ask out if the Cavs bounce out early. So I think thinking I know who Don Mitchell is as a competitor. I think tonight he's going to have a big game. So I want to see how the young Magic respond to that. I think Don Mitchell going to be ready today.
Yeah, and Darius Garland, Holman Chi, if you don't perform today, man.
Man, and
What
I
a
like
fall
Darius
from
Garland.
grace. My goodness.
But
I know
I
he's been injured, so I'm not all the way out, but like, man.
You know the crazy part, bro? I think a lot of issue with DG is he never played with another guard who was, one, better than him, two, as ball dominant. Like in real life, if you look at him in high school, AAU, even
Oh my God, he was amazing in high school. He was ridiculous.
the only guard. He was the only guard at Vanderbilt, the only one who even touched the ball. So now he has to kind of share it.
And he didn't even play that much at Vanderbilt, for real.
See what I'm saying? So
You
now
know,
he
had that Kyrie
he had to figure it out. He had to figure it out. I think
I agree. But yeah, we already said what the Magic is. Franz and Paulo, they got each other's back. If one's not playing well, the other's going to step up. That's how it is. That's how the whole team is. Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
Role players play better at home. Jalen
Danny,
Suggs.
was that you? Talked about Jalen Suggs earlier, like early in the year. You were a fan of Jalen Suggs?
I think it was Danny.
Yeah, I love Jalen Suggs. I think that he would be NFL monster. He's in the NFL.
Yeah, and he was a top quarterback.
I want to say shout out to Danny for that because I was not a fan of Jalen Suggs come out of college because I was not a fan, but I'm a fan now. And Danny,
that's crazy.
I didn't see him becoming like this archetype of player, but like, hey, if you have that level of talent, and like Cam Reddish, for example, it's like I'm gonna be like Paul George. No, you're not. All right, I'm just gonna lock up and stay on teams. Hey, I don't think he brought that same sense of urgency once he came back. I don't think he was as good a defender, but like before the injury, he was playable. Him and Vando, you couldn't play him at the same time, but they was
swapping for each other. Yeah.
Yo, when Grady Dick gets traded down to Orlando and they got Suggs, Anthony Black, and Grady Dick on the same team, it's going to be a Twitter fiasco for sure.
All right, let's move on to.
They cannot line up back to back.
Back to back. Yo, imagine they're listening to the national anthem and they got all three of them stand next to each other.
Yeah, dude, that's
Well, I need to grow up. That's hilarious.
It is. It's funny, dude. It's funny because like they purposely know what they're doing too.
Well, that's the funny with Grady Dick and Anthony Black, but that's top 10 moments in NBA history, bro. Because they was laughing the whole way, bro. It was so funny to me.
Well, yo, we have way too much in our hands, man.
My bad.
But I wanted to move on because all the other series are kind of like just not. Oh wait, no. We have to go back. Clippers Mavericks. We'll talk about that last series. So Luka kind of came out and said like, "Damn, like I gotta help Kyrie." It's 2-2. Could easily be 3-1. Could be over. But you know, the Mavericks come storming back, but too little, too late. James Harden, hell of a game. Paul George, hell of a game. The noticers, though. The noticers are noticing that they're 2-0 without Kawhi and 0-2 with them. The noticers are noticing. But, dude, this series is everything it's panned out to be, and we don't even have Kawhi Leonard in it. And Luka's not even playing to the peak of his powers. Now it's a best of 3. What are y'all thoughts on it so far? It's probably the best series so far.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. I don't know, man.
Even with the injury, this is a banger. This is a classic.
But I think it's better without Kawhi. And that may sound stupid, but this is why I say that. We don't get this James Harden or Paul George if Kawhi's playing because they play totally different when Kawhi's on the floor. They just defer. So I don't think we get this version of those two players. And with their playoff struggles, I think it's kind of cool to see them kind of not even say redemption, but see them playing well in the playoffs because we've watched them struggle. So yeah, yep. I think it's a dope series though. I think it's been cool to watch like people who I thought weren't gonna be as effective in a series like this, where I thought it was guard and swing heavy. Like Zubac, Gafford, and Lively have been super important to the series on both sides. I just didn't see that happen. I thought it would be like a all guard, all swing series, and also too. Russ hasn't had an impactful game yet. I know people want to make jokes, but it's still Russ Westbrook. He impacts the game a lot of ways. He turns the ball over. He does a lot of things, but he hasn't necessarily had an impactful night yet, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and I'm waiting for that game, and I'm waiting for the Norman Powell, Terrence Mann, Zubac game where they combine for like 50 points because it's coming. It's going to be one of these next 3 games.
Oh yeah,
I'm just waiting for it to happen, and I want to see. My friend who's a big Maverick fan said this. Haven't seen Luka play well. You just said it too. If Luka can give the Mavs 2 Luka games out of the next 3, they win this series. If he can't, they go home.
Yeah,
My
I'd
opinion.
agree.
My
Yeah, I
opinion.
would agree. What this kind of we say when you take Kawhi out of the equation, it kind of looks like this. You got James Harden facing what looks like his younger self in Luka Doncic, a bigger version of himself. And then you got Paul George facing a smaller version of himself in Kyrie Irving. So it's just like it is two. You got a scoring, an unbelievable scorer who's a great playmaker as well on each side. And then you got two people who they'll just go do whatever they want whenever they want when it comes to scoring the basketball. It's just great. And then you have the role players, they're doing their thing around them. So I do want Kawhi to be back because I don't want anyone to be hurt. I want everybody to play, but the vibes are great right now. Vibes are great. That's what I would say. Danny, got anything to say about your glorious king?
Yeah, I think Luka Doncic is the best player in the series, and it'll start to show in game 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah,
I
better.
think this is. I think
I'm playing. He needs to though. Like Chris said, he needs to.
he will. He'll step up. He'll meet the expectation, and he'll dominate. I think Luka Doncic will show his pure dominance and advance on to play the Oklahoma City Thunder.
That's gonna be a banger, man. But
Yo, the West got some bangers. The
Yeah.
West got some bangers. Jetson made another one. Oh,
we do have to talk about an actual banger for our last topic. Wolves versus Nuggets. Who you got and in how many games?
I got the Nuggets in 7. 7, not say nah. I'm kidding. I'm rocking with the Timberwolves in 7.
God.
So yeah, the Nuggets are. I'm not a big fan of the Nuggets matching up against the Timberwolves. I think
have something to say about that.
I think Cat and Gobert and Ant really, really fit well against Jokic and Murray. I mean, when you're looking at defensively, how do you align against Murray and Jokic? Because they're going to run that pick and roll all day. You need to have a strong defensive team to be able to stop them and even have a chance. But at the same time, you need to have somebody who can go get their own bucket, and that's Ant. So if you're going to stop Jokic and Murray in the playoffs, I think the Timberwolves are the team to do it. If not, I think the Nuggets are walking back to a 3-peat. That's a 2-peat. No, sorry.
I would say the Celtics have a better chance of beating the Nuggets than the Wolves do, but it's okay. I'm not here to split hairs. Here's what I am here to do. So
without KP, I don't think so.
I triple dot. Well, he'd be back for the finals, so
he would. I understand that, but I'm saying if KP's hurt,
okay. Well, he wouldn't be hurt for the finals, but okay. Anyway, I triple dog dare the Minnesota Timberwolves to guard the Denver Nuggets like they just guarded the Phoenix Suns. Because if they guard like they guarded Kevin Durant head up and was like, we're going to put Jaden McDaniels on book and we're going to lock up everybody else and you got to try to beat us. Look, I think Jokic would gladly go one-on-one with Rudy Gobert for 48 minutes because he's going to end up with 60 because he's going to destroy him. I'm going Nuggets in 6. I like the Wolves role players, don't get me wrong, but like this is like the Nuggets are like the perfect role players. And I don't know what their answer necessarily will be for Anthony Edwards. I'm interested to find out. It could just be the good old classic. Hey, you can have what you want. Nobody else is going to get theirs. And I think Jokic will do that on Gobert a little bit more than Edwards will do on whoever's guarding him. Probably a little bit of KCP. I wouldn't be surprised if he got Aaron Gordon on him, actually, to be quite honest. I would not be shocked. And they let KCP guard Conley, and then MPJ guards McDaniels. That would put I'm tripping. No, you would put Murray on McDaniels, and then you'll put I'm switching myself up. What am I doing? I guess you would put Gordon on Ant. You would put obviously Jokic on Gobert. I guess you would bring MPJ on Cat, but that's not going to go pretty well. Maybe there's a mismatch there. I don't know.
I got some things. I think this it's hard for me to pick because I could say Nuggets in 5, Wolves in 7. And the reason I say that this depends on how Jay McDaniels plays, and I think for matchup purposes. Now I don't know if I would throw Aaron Gordon on and just because of foot speed. I think Gordon has it, but I think I would rather KCP. But I throw Gordon on Jay McDaniels because anybody who's gonna leave on the court is him. And if I can have Gordon as my help guy, kind of like they were trying to do with Bron and help, with Jokic, that would be what I would do. Especially if they don't have a Jokic. They have Gobert who struggles by the rim sometimes, and Cat who wants to be a small force. He's going to be shooting threes. So I think that if MPJ can rebound like he did against the Lakers, then I think that matchup works because they're pretty much going to be they're both 6'10", 7-foot shooters at this point. So they're going to kind of be out the way a little bit. So I think this series really depends on McDaniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And I think if the Timberwolves bench can outplay the Nuggets bench, the 3 guys the Nuggets do bring off the bench, like the 3-on-3 kind of, I would say Nickeil, Nash, Nickeil Nash, but they're basically Nickeil Nash, Peyton, Christian Brown, like who wins that? So yeah, I think I'd probably go. I'm going Nuggets in 6 just because I think it might. They might just outdo it, and they've been together playing this way for a long time. They know what works. So they're gonna stick to it. They showed that. So yeah, I go Nuggets in 6, but I think it's gonna be a hard fought 6, even harder fought than the Lakers 5-game L. In my
It's gonna be a great series.
Yeah,
the winner of this could very well win the NBA Finals. It's very possible. We're excited though. This is going to be probably the best series of the entire playoffs until the finals. Assuming the Celtics can get there with Kristaps Porzingis, it's going to be guys. Anything else to say before we get on out? We're all good?
Nah, I think we're all good here. I think the real thing to bring up is that if this, I think we didn't talk about the Sixers versus the Knicks. I think if the Sixers win Game 5, I think there will be a Game 7 in New York, and I think Game 7 for all the marbles, it's gonna be one of those series where it's like gut wrenching. I think the Knicks still take care of it in Game 7 though.
Well, they're gonna end your misery tonight, so you don't worry about that, my man.
Perfect for me.
Oh man,
dude, if your team was underperforming every year and you could just get let down easy, would you or would you not?
Would you call it underperforming every year if it's the same shit every year? Maybe this is just them.
Yo,
maybe you're setting your expectations too high.
Right. I have one question for you.
Sure.
One question before we let go. Who is the ideal team to pick up Embiid?
I have no clue. I don't know who wants to trade for a 30-year-old Eastern Conference Finals virgin with knee problems.
I could tell you one team. Miami. They would do it.
I told Tony that, and he didn't want to hear it.
They would do it because Miami would do some shit like that since they not missed, but they didn't.
I'm saying they shouldn't do it.
I don't think they should, but I think they would though. I think they would.
Yeah. And that's a weird way to dumb down Embiid, who's an MVP, a perennial MVP candidate, but like that's the reality of the situation. He's a 30-year-old with knee problems. I don't know. And he's not the most pluggable player in the world either. So who do you want? Because like at this point, maybe a lot of people are like, I don't know if I want to bring him in for him to be my 1. Maybe I want to make him my 2. We've never seen him as a 2 though. So
yeah,
hard to say. But I'll say if we have nothing else to add, I just want to remind you guys again, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave us a 5-star like and review on your favorite audio platform. Anything else to say?
My last thing to say is not related to basketball or football, but rather related to baseball. Mike Trout has having a meniscus tear. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks. This guy can't catch a break. Dude. One of the greatest talents in baseball is that on the shelf once again. So
wouldn't have happened if he didn't stay in LA and just came to Philly. But I digress. Give up his season ticket holder seat, please, to Bryce Harper. Thank you guys for tuning in from AP New Freezer, Culture by Amigos, and DC Comics. We'll see you guys next week.